Go ahead.
All right. Hello. My name is Leslie Kabinski, and on behalf of the National Park Service, I'd like to welcome you all to my program today, the Lunar Eclipse and You. So I want to begin. I want everyone to close their eyes for a moment. Close your eyes. Can you remember the last time you looked at the moon? What did you see? What were you doing? Okay, you can open your eyes. Now raise your hand if you'd like to share your experience or memory with the group. It has to be short, unfortunately, maybe about a sentence or two.
I was driving and I just remember thinking how bright it was. I almost didn't even need my headlights. But I had them. But
It was really bright. Awesome.
Almost every evening I let my dogs out to use the restroom and the moon is overhead, and every time I think, oh, there, it's smaller today.
All right, so you see it regularly. Anything else to share?
The other night, it was just a tiny little sliver of a moon against the glow of clouds at sunset. It was beautiful.
Awesome, awesome. So think of that memory again. Now raise your hand if you remember what phase the moon was in. Do you remember if it was big or little, if it was waxing or waning? Raise your hand.
I don't know, waxing or waning.
Okay, raise your hand if you learned something new about it when you saw it, or if you made a new observation when you looked at it. All right, no hands, interesting. So the moon can hold a variety of meanings to us. For some, it's memories and experiences. For others, it's understanding, observations. But in general, the moon, and specifically the lunar eclipse, can connect us to the moon in cultural and scientific ways. And that can demonstrate how observing these natural wonders and these celestial objects can help us to learn more about the world around us. The moon holds a variety of meanings to all of us, and we'll explore some of those meanings today. So, I'm going to hold up a picture, and I want you to shout out the first things that come to mind when you see the photo. So I'll just give you a couple seconds to look at it. Just yell out to the group, what are some of the things you think about? And it's the same picture, I promise you. Are you ready?
Eclipse.
Moon.
Eclipse, moon, red,
Blood.
blood,
Full.
Harvest.
full, harvest,
Spooky.
spooky,
Lord of the Rings.
blood,
Special event.
special event. All right, great.
Monthly.
So it sounds like we had a lot of different ideas, maybe a lot of thoughts and feelings, blood, scary, spooky. These are emotions that just this picture is soliciting. And from time immemorial, legends of this red moon, of blood being spilt across the night sky, of the wrath of the gods, have been in languages and cultures and stories for generations. The blood red moon, is it beautiful? Is it horrific? Is it dangerous? Is it a bad omen? Is it a good one? In ancient Inca, it was thought that a jaguar had come up and attacked the moon during this event, swallowing it whole. In Mesopotamia, it was thought to be an assault on the king. Not all of the legends and stories, however, are bad or negative. In Africa, for example, in the countries of Togo and Benin, it was a conflict between the sun and the moon, and people wanted them to resolve it. In some Islamic cultures, there's actually a prayer to Allah during a lunar eclipse celestial event. Cultures have witnessed and seen this phenomena for centuries and have woven this unique spectacle into their legends, their stories, and their cultures. If you saw this for the first time, what would you think, and what would it mean to you? This photo might have raised some stories and ideas of legends. It might have also raised some questions. For some, hearing stories about the blood moon and the red moon at night might be enough. But for others, it might trigger a different part of your brain. How did that happen? How does it work? Why is it red? When does it happen? How can I see it? We have a lot of scientific questions and ideas of understanding and wanting to learn about this unique feature. And the lunar eclipse is a fascinating phenomenon that can help us explore the moon and the earth and its relationship to the sun. So for this next demonstration, our scientific demonstration, I need 2 volunteers to help me out. Both of you come up, and I'll need a little bit of help with the lighting with Rory, if you could turn off those big lights. All right, so Anna, I'll have you stand here. I know you wanted to be the sun. John, you can hold our earth right there. All right, so Anna's the sun, John is the earth, I am the moon. It looks like garlic, but this is in fact actually the moon. Keep in mind, of course, these aren't specifically proportional in relation to size. It's a very simple basic activity to get us to understand kind of locations during a lunar eclipse. So let's start off with just daytime, right? This side of the Earth is in sunlight, it's during the day. This side is in the shade, it's in shadow, it's nighttime, right? So I'm gonna hold this garlic and I want you guys to tell me if you can see light on it. So if you see light on the garlic, say light.
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 Light,
Light.
light,
Light.
light,
Light.
light.
So every position the moon had around the Earth, you could see the moon. You can see it in all these locations, actually perhaps in the night and during the day, depending on where it is. During a lunar eclipse, however, so keep saying light.
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 Light. Light.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
nope.
So essentially, as the moon dips into the shadow of the Earth, that is a lunar eclipse. The Earth is blocking out the entirety of the sun. If you were on the moon over here, you looked up, you might see just a huge dark circle and maybe a little bit of light around the edge. Perhaps what actually a solar eclipse looks like to us on Earth. So essentially that moon, at a perfect alignment, dips behind the shadow of the Earth. And that is an eclipse. Now the color is something that takes a little bit longer to explain, and we can go into that a little bit later. But essentially think about it like a sunset. During the day, the light is bright, yellow, big sun. At sunset, the light's hitting the Earth at a different angle, so we get those reds and orange and pinks color. Same thing with the moon. The light during this eclipse is hitting the moon at a different angle than it normally will, making some of those different colors. So thank you so much. Give our volunteers a big round of applause. There's lots of information to learn about lunar eclipses, the moon, the orbit of the solar system. And there's lots of night sky events that happen every single month. So if anyone is interested, this is a skymaps.com map that has a picture of what you'll be seeing in the sky and lots of information about celestial objects, how you can see them. Some of them you don't need a telescope, you can see them with the naked eye. Yes, you can turn the lights back on. Thank you for the cue. So whether the scientific demonstration or the cultural stories of the blood moon connected you or inspired you, the point is it had some sort of reaction, some sort of connection to this lunar eclipse. And as this approaches in January 20th, 2019, if you're in New Mexico, approximately 9:41 p.m., I encourage you to go outside and look up. What do you see? What do you observe? And I'd also encourage you to share those observations with those around you. Perhaps these observations and perhaps sharing those observations will start a conversation. Perhaps it will inspire those around you to protect the beautiful dark night sky that allowed viewing this special event possible. Or perhaps it will just encourage people to walk outside and look up. These observations, whether they're cultural or scientific or perhaps both, can demonstrate how we use the natural world, how we observe the natural world to expand our own horizons. And if we continue to ask questions, to share experiences and memories, to make observations, and to keep looking up at the sky, who knows what we'll uncover.